Hey guys, and welcome back to another captivating episode of the Community Corner podcast. I'm Arnav.
And I'm Nikhil, and today we're embarking on a journey to explore how technology is transforming traditional industries. It's a revolution that's reshaping real estate, transportation, the energy sector, and more.
Yeah, technology has such a big chokehold on like everything, the world, everything around us, people. So I think it's just really important to take note on that. And today, I guess we're going to delve into the exciting world of tech disruption and the numerous opportunities it's bringing to these established sectors.
For sure. So why don't we start with real estate?
Why don't we?
So how is technology really changing the landscape of property buying, selling, and management?
Yeah, so when you first think of like houses and stuff, you don't really think of technology, right? That's not the first thing that pops to mind. But technology is evolving that landscape and has so much to do with it, right? So first of all, technology has given rise to real estate tech, or as most of you know, prop tech. And innovations like virtual property tours, online marketplaces, and even blockchain-based property records are simplifying the buying process, just making it easier for consumers overall. And for property management, AI-driven platforms enhance efficiency and tenant experience. So technology just has such a big impact on the real estate market today, on how the process of buying, selling, acquiring, and the tenant process, it has so much to do with everything. It just makes life easier for every single person involved in the process. And I think it's just really cool on how fast technology is being integrated in such a niche market like this.
Yeah, and I think it's really fascinating how, the technology is making the once very complex real estate process more accessible and efficient. And you have to also understand that from not only the selling, the buying side of things, but also from the customer point of view, this whole process has gotten a lot easier because 30, 40 years ago, without the existence of the internet, Google, things like that, it was a lot more harder to access information about houses. But now, really, with just one Google search and 2-3 clicks, you can find the house you're looking for. You can just search up, like, if you're
exactly.
if you know what your budget is, right? So $300,000 home in Frisco, Texas, and you're able to find all your options, weigh it out, and so it's a lot more easier from the customer side as well.
Mm-hmm. Like, you can literally go to Zillow.com, look at any house, like everything about it, the community it lives around, with like Google Maps. Just like, it makes the entire process so much easier. For example, let's say I'm going to college in Boston, right, and I want to look for apartments in the area. I don't have to travel to Boston, meet with the homeowner. Everything can be done digitally, remote, and no face-to-face interaction is needed. Just simplifying the process, making it easier overall.
Mm-hmm. And it saves a lot of time, not to mention that. Your time is valuable, y'all. Time is money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think very similar to that, the transportation industry has also been something that's been heavily impacted by technology. And so I think one of the main things we've seen is obviously the rise of electric vehicles, also known as EVs. Ride-sharing services has also been a very big thing, as well as autonomous vehicles. And so if you didn't know, EVs basically reduce emissions and dependency on fossil fuels. And the benefit to ride-sharing is that it has made urban commuting more convenient. And on the autonomous vehicle side, those things basically are set to revolutionize how we think about driving, with, of course, implications for logistics and public transportation.
Mm-hmm. The way we travel is evolving rapidly, and technology is literally paving the way for cleaner and more efficient transportation options. And it's not just about getting from one place to another. It's about transforming our cities and the way we interact with them, how fast we get from one place to another, and everything about it, right? So I just want to provide an example. Like, technology has such an effective market share in this industry. Like, for example, Elon Musk, right? He has this boring company where he's building hyper tunnels. I think we had an episode about this a couple weeks ago,
Yep.
But basically hyperloops and how he's integrating technology with transportation, making transportation so much easier. I think it was like, there was some statistic where you can travel from San Francisco to New York in like just a couple hours, and just in like a car. And even thinking about that is remotely like impossible in today's world, and he's making it a reality through technology. So as we progress through the years, technology will transform transportation in many ways that we don't know and we do know. So I think it's just really cool watching this journey unfold.
And not to mention the convenience aspect of it too. If you're ever using your car, there are now apps and things like that you can unlock your car with just your phone, rather than the keys itself. So that's also something that's really, really cool.
Exactly.
Especially if you're driving. And with that, also the energy sector has also been something that's been greatly impacted by technology. So a lot of times the renewable energy resources that you hear a lot about with things like climate change being brought up, a lot. Things like solar and wind energy are becoming more accessible and more cost effective thanks to technological advancements. So there's something called smart grids as well as energy storage solutions that are basically enhancing the reliability as well as the sustainability of power generation and distribution. And it's all part of the global shift towards cleaner and more efficient energy systems.
Mm-hmm. And I think the transition to cleaner energy sources is vital for a sustainable future, and technology is literally making it a reality. It's not just about an energy, it's about powering a greener world. And so with technology, it's kind of like a byproduct of using more technology in order to, make the earth a cleaner place, especially with the problem of fossil fuels and the ozone layer being deconstructed, and just like everything about climate change being bad for our industry or for the earth.
Right, for sure. Not to mention obviously the global warming that's also been a big topic, and especially in the United States, like I've seen a lot of maps where obviously this is something that's set to change maybe depending on how well we manage our resources and all that, but like I've seen like maps of like Florida being totally like disintegrated in like 50 years just because of the rising sea levels and all that. And so I think that's why this whole energy sector has been something that's been kind of the primary focus of utilizing technology.
Yeah, I mean people like scientists and futurists, they're talking about a reality where we don't even need gasoline for cars. Like I remember I saw this article where this guy, I think in Saudi Arabia, he made a car that could power completely on water. Obviously, it's just a prototype, and
I heard about that.
It might not come to reality, but just the thought of something like that even happening, where in 10 years down the line, who knows what's going to happen. So just technology paving the industry and making it a more reliable and sustainable just a more sustainable like way of transportation, I think it's just really cool.
And I think like also from the entrepreneurial side and the business owner side, it's also very important to stay up to date on these kinds of things, these kind of new news things that you're kind of hearing about. And so the opportunities in this industry, in this area, are immense, right? Because this is something that's ever changing. So someone that 20 years ago maybe that didn't have a technology background may not be as fit for the market now. And so this can be an opportunity for people in the newer generation to shine. And so I think that entrepreneurs are really delving into new tech solutions, whether it's creating real estate management software, building electric vehicle charging infrastructure, or investing in renewable energy startups. These are all things that had to be done by someone, right?
Exactly.
And so obviously that means that there's a lot of opportunity to keep on creating new things like this. And these innovations not only drive progress, but also create new markets and job opportunities. And I think actually one of the best pieces of advice someone ever gave me was, I was talking to an industry professional at this event, and this other student asked him, what's the direction that technology is going to take in the next 50 or 60 years? And the guy's reply, by the way, he's the CEO of a business which I will not say just to keep him under the radar here, but what he said was that what you guys will see in the next 50, 60 years, while it's a huge spectrum of, we don't know if it's going to be bad or good, it will be the more change that we've ever experienced in the last 10 years, right? You'll experience more change in your lifetime than we have in the past 200 years. And that's basically what he said.
Just sum that up, technology is exponential growth. So just with the access to resources that we have, the opportunity and the ceiling is limitless. And I think it's just a reminder that innovation isn't just about progress, it's about economic growth and advancement. It's not just about technology, it's about the people and the community it impacts. And I think with that, it's a wrap for today's episode. We've explored the winds of change sweeping through traditional industries driven by technology and innovation, and just how that can foster such a significant change in this multitude of industries that we've talked about today.
So thank you all for joining us today, and stay tuned for more insightful discussions on our podcast. Remember, it's not just a podcast, it's a conversation, and you're an important part of it.
Peace.
Peace.